we have a new manager as well for the women's team. Her name is Sonia Bompasta. She has a really good track record of winning the Women's Champions League, so hopefully our team's going to win the
How much capacity is the stadium?
40,000.
40,000.
So we really want to expand it to 60,000, but you know it's not easy.
This is East Hackney.
This train? Oh.
District line train.
Thank you for your cooperation.
You see the same gate? Yeah.
Let's go, guys. Now we follow Samuel. Makan.
Ito kenapa? Sorry, makan.
Rakit no, say.
Okay, so if you just head upstairs, look around the museum, be down here for 10:40, okay?
The 10:20 is coming. Oh. Nasang video.
ticket first? Yeah, 1040. Another one?
Stamford Bridge, this is the home of Chelsea Football Club, one of the greatest football clubs in the world. My name is Sandri, I'll be your tour guide today. So the tour today will be for 1 hour, and there's just a few rules to be aware of. No smoking or vaping around the stadium, please. No eating or drinking, but water is fine. We're trying to keep the stadium as clean as possible, please, and not give the staff any more work to do. And most importantly, not going on the pitch. We're going to be very close to the field, the grass, if some of you call it. But please do not actually go onto the grass. There will be some barriers there. Do not go past any barriers without my permission. Okay. Any questions before we begin? No. We also have my assistant Billy here at the back. He's also going to be assisting on the tour today.
Hi everyone.
So any questions you have, you can ask me or him. If you need the bathroom, you can. Hey everyone, so this is the first stop of the tour. I've stopped you guys to take short, of course, our lovely trophy board. Chelsea's won every trophy there is to win, especially in Europe. We are known as the pride of London because of this trophy right here, the Great Champions League. Chelsea is the only football club in London to ever win this trophy right here. So if you ever want to see it while you're in London here for your holidays or your vacations, you can see it up in our museum. We have this trophy there, and we've won it twice over the years. We're also the only football club with women's team who has won the league 5 times in a row. Our women's team is very successful. They should update it and write 2024, but we have won this 5 years in a row so far. Our women's team is amazing, it's the best in the world. We of course have many guests from all over the world as well, so I'm going to get to know you guys a little bit and ask you where you're from and what football team you support. Where are you from?
We are from Seattle, and I support Chelsea.
Chelsea, yes, great. Welcome, guys. And you, please? Are you all together? And what? And what team do you support?
Chelsea.
Chelsea, yes, great. Welcome, guys. And you? You're from Denmark? Denmark? Yeah. What team? Chelsea, yes. Good to have you. Welcome, guys. And you? Chelsea. And what team do you support? Chelsea, yes.
अहिले नच अहिले भरे आउनु अरे क्या दिदी अहिले यिनीहरू
As an athletic stadium, so it wasn't a football club here. It was used for athletics, like racing around the pitch. There used to be a track there as well. They used to have dog racing and people racing as well, and horses racing all around the pitch. We used to have a track. They got rid of that in the 1980s, but then in 1905, if we go back, that is when Chelsea Football Club first started off. So the stadium was here since 1877, but the football club, Chelsea Football Club, started in 1905. Now just in that pub over there is where they decided on the name of Chelsea. You can see it's called the Butcher's Hook. Back then it was called the Rising Sun, and in that same pub is where they decided on this football club's name. If you didn't know, we are currently in Fulham, so we actually decided to offer the stadium to Fulham Football Club to come and play here, but they declined our offer. They did not want to play here, so we had to form a new team of players because we didn't have anything but a stadium over here. So to decide on the name, we actually looked over to the next town, which is called Kensington and Chelsea. To decide between either Kensington and Chelsea, there's a legendary myth that said that they flipped a coin and it landed on Chelsea, just in that pub over there. That is where it all happened. So we've been here for almost 120 years now. This has always been the home of Chelsea Football Club. We're not like other stadiums in London that have moved around or completely renovated. This is a very historic stadium, guys. And also, we don't do any other events here other than football. We only do football here. We don't have any concerts, any other kind of sports here, only football. And most of our revenue actually comes from these hotels over here. You can see there's a hotel right here. Guests from all around the world will come in here. If you guys want to stay here, if they have room, you guys can stay here as well. It's not reserved for anyone. It's just a regular hotel that gives Chelsea some money as well. Any questions while we're here? No. Our next stop is actually going to be in the press room now.
Så sagde hun jo, hvis der bliver kun spillet fodbold herinde, der er ikke koncerter, der er ingenting, der er kun fodbold.
Believe it or not, this is actually the oldest stand compared to all the other stands in the stadium. It was opened in 1974, and building this stand actually led Chelsea into bankruptcy back into the 1970s. So Chelsea had to sell their best players during that time to be able to finish building this stand right here. The stand was very expensive, cost a lot of money to build, and it was also the home of the press room, Chelsea training room, the away team training room, and also the tunnel where the players come out and see the dugouts and the pitch. Now, there's actually another group ahead, so we're going to have to spend a couple of minutes in here. But before we do so, I'm going to tell you guys about how the Euros have been for Chelsea specifically. Chelsea had many of their players playing for many different countries in the Euros this season. And of course, Spain has won the Euros on Sunday. Chelsea actually has a player in the Euros currently. Euros winner. Spain, we have Marc Correa, he plays for Chelsea, so Chelsea has actually got a Euros winner in their team. And also for the Copa America, Chelsea had some players in there as well. We of course have Enzo Fernandez, he won the Copa America with Argentina. So we also have a Copa America winner on our team as well. So Chelsea, I'd say, is very successful right now. What did you guys think of the tournament? Good? Yeah, very good. It was alright. Any other questions while we're here before we go in?
Det her journalister, de stiller spørgsmål til spillerne, der træner.
Let him fun.
No, it's
He ain't moving. He ain't moving. I don't know what he's up to. He's got loads of space in front of him.
This is the press room. This is where all the magic happens. This is where, of course, you've seen all of Chelsea's famous managers before and some away team managers as well for post-match interviews. Now, for the next season, Chelsea actually has a new manager for the men's team. His name is Enzo Maresca. He's Italian, and his last team that he managed was Leicester City in the Championship, and they actually won that league. So hopefully we're expecting some great results from him for the next season, and also for the women's team. As I mentioned earlier, very successful women's team we had, we have a new manager as well for the women's team. Her name is Sonia Bompasta. She has a really good track record of winning the Women's Champions League, so hopefully our team's going to win the Champions League this season as well for the women's side. Of course, you can see the famous desk where all of the interviews have happened before, and some signings as well up until 2008. 2008 is when Chelsea opened their brand new training ground just outside of London. They've got so many pictures there. That is where all the teams train, the men's team, the women's team, and all of the children that play for Chelsea, all the youth teams, they all train just outside of London in the training centre. They have their own press room over there, so any new player that signs for Chelsea that you see on the internet, they all do that in the Cobham Training Centre, but none of that happens here. We've had some famous signings before, like Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba, Gianfranco Zola, John Terry. They've all signed here, but up until 2008, they stopped that and they do all of that in the training ground outside of London. So this room is only used for post-match interviews and for tours like you guys. On the side over here, we have a bar for the journalists. Now, on a Premier League match, we usually have about 100 journalists here, and for the Champions League games, we have about 200 journalists here. Now, we're almost a group of 30 to 40, so imagine what 100 or even 200 people in here would be like for a game day. All of their cameras would be set up right in the middle over here. They'd be interviewing the manager. And of course we have a bar here again, as I said, for them to use throughout the day. And the back we have some tables for them that we usually serve them food, or like when it's lunchtime or whenever they're hungry, they have a buffet over there that they can get some food from throughout the day. If anyone asks me for the toilet before, the toilets are just here in the corner. You guys can use them now while we're here. These are the only ones available on the tour today. So if you need the toilet, please use them here. Otherwise, there are some toilets outside.
Go this side here. What is this? Oh, it's the changing room, yeah?
Nice. What grave was it? Maybe Portugal.
Why here missing?
Visiting team dressing room in the Premier League. This is generally one of the largest compared to our other rivals across England. On this side you can see some players from the Premier League that have played here over the years. This shirt is actually match worn. You can see Thierry was actually grabbed during the match by one of Chelsea's players many years ago. This is actually a very historic jersey for Arsenal. This is the Arsenal shirt. And he was grabbed by one of our Chelsea players during the game, so this is actually a match-worn shirt. The rest of the shirts in the room are replicas. We also have Kevin De Bruyne over there, who was once a Chelsea player many years ago, but when Jose Mourinho was our manager, he unfortunately sold him to Manchester City, and now he's of course one of Manchester City's best players. So imagine if he was playing for Chelsea. On this side over here, we have some players from the Champions League across Europe. We of course have Messi over here, who won in the Copa America on Sunday night with Argentina. And on this side we have Hazard, who was once a Chelsea player and now he's retired, and his last team was at Real Madrid. And these are just some other shirts from across Europe. Over on this side we have a Ted Lasso shirt. This is from the Ted Lasso film because it was actually filmed in the stadium. Some parts of it was filmed in the stadium here. I'm not sure if it was in this room, but I know some of it was filmed in the stadium. Behind me we just have some toilets, a shower, standard for a visiting team. On this side we have some players from international friendlies over the years. We have Cruyff, who is Dutch. On this side we have Beckenbauer, who's German, of course where the Euros was held. Puskas is from Hungary, and Eusebio is Portuguese, from Portugal. On this side we have a number 6 West Ham shirt. Does anyone want to guess who it belongs to? Bobby Moore? Yes, it belongs to Bobby Moore. Back in his era when they used to play, they did not have any names on the shirts, only the numbers. So that's why he has no name on his shirt, because they didn't have names on shirts back then, only numbers. He was also the captain of the England team when England won the World Cup in 1966. So yeah, he was a phenomenal player. We have some shirts from Manchester United over on this side. Gareth Bale. Yes, this is when he was playing for Tottenham. He's a Welsh player. We have George Best over here. This is from when he was playing at Fulham Football Club. just a couple miles down from here, we of course have Sir Stanley Matthews. He was the first person to win the Ballon d'Or trophy. We of course have Messi's shirt over at the back. He is the most recent person to win the Ballon d'Or trophy. So you can see the differences of how their shirts have changed over the years. And back here again to some other Premier League players across England. Other than that, guys, generally the size of a visiting team training room in the Premier League. Now we're going to move on to the Chelsea dressing room, and you guys can let me know what you think.
Anthony. यो चाहिँ उनीहरूको क्या त्यही भएर यस्तो राम्रो हुन्छ नि त यो हेर्नु न
Next season, you guys can see that in the shot right after the tour. But these are some of our players from this last season. They actually sit according to language, all of the players, because Chelsea has players from many different countries. Many of them do not speak English so well, so they like to sit next to someone who can speak the same language as them, so they can translate for whatever the manager is saying to them before the game. On this side is always the goalkeepers. The goalkeepers always sit in the corner over here, and the rest of the wall is fully Spanish and the Portuguese-speaking players. So players from South America, countries like Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina, they're usually sitting right in this wall over here. In the middle over here, in the middle of this wall is for the European players, players from Germany, Italy, France, Belgium. They're usually sitting in this half of the wall. And the rest of the lockers are for the English-speaking players and players who grew up in Chelsea's academy, like our captain over here, number 24, Reece James. He actually joined Chelsea when he was 6 years old and has been here ever since. He's gone through all of the youth academy teams that we have here at Chelsea, and he's now finally at the senior team, and he wears the captain armband, so really special moment for him. He also has his sister on the women's team. These are some of our women's shirts. You can see another James shirt over here, number 10. Her name is Lauren James, and she's the sister to Reece James. Brother and sister, same family. They both play for Chelsea, which is really great. She's also a really good player for the women's team as well. So yeah, this is just some of the shirts for the women's team. The women's team is predominantly English. There's a lot of English players in the women's team, so they can generally sit however they want to. But for the men's team, some of them are very international and they cannot speak English so well, so they actually buddy up with someone who can speak the same English. He can speak the same language as them. The women's team, they actually have their own stadium just outside of the stadium, just like 20 miles from here, a couple miles from here, not far away. They have their own stadium. They play all of their games there. However, they are in the Champions League and they play their Champions League games in the stadium. So the women's team, they have their own stadium, but however, all of their Champions League games in the stadium. So they do utilize this space as well. Behind me, we have a treatment area, a medical area. So if any of the players get injured during the game, they come here and receive medical attention from our staff. Behind this wall, we have showers, toilets, ice baths, whatever they need. And behind this wall is like a tactics area, warm-up area. So if any of the players want to warm up before the game, they can do so in the AstroTurf behind here. And also is where they get served food after the game. So if any of the players are hungry and they want to eat food, we serve them food behind this wall as well. So if any of them want to eat, they can do so while they're here, and then they can go straight home and rest and recover before all the training starts for the next season. I'm not sure if you guys have seen yet, but we have, of course, many celebrities that come into the dressing room as well. They like to congratulate the players after the game, especially if it's a final or if they've won any trophies or anything like that in the stadium. The celebrities like to come here. You can see some pictures over here, and they like to congratulate the players, or if they're friends with any of them, they can just come in here and have a chat with them. So now, guys, we're going to go through the tunnel just like the players do on every single match day. So if you guys want to follow me, we're going to head out now. Here, and it's recording you guys as you come out, so you can see yourselves on the big screens in the stadium. I'm also going to play the song that Chelsea come out to on every match day, so you guys can be part of the experience. Oh. seats if you want. Take some photos while we're here.
Sit.
When Dad said he could kick the motor, I can't like what you say. Oh, the family feels tiny.
How are you feeling about? Can you tell anything about this stadium tour?
Yeah, Man United beat them 4-0 here. Start of the season, 17-18. Yeah, it feels small.
It is small.
No, small, small, just feel good here.
How many capacity? Can you check how many capacity here?
How much capacity is the stadium?
40,000.
40,000.
So we really want to expand it to 60,000, but you know it's not easy work.
Yeah.
We are sitting in the center of the city, so we have two tube lines beside us, as well as we have so many different like residential use buildings around us. So it's not easy to expand. So we are actually planning. So I don't know where is it going. So but sometimes it will. And the row back of it, like the second row, is actually the substitute player, and the one back over is actually the medical team. It's always
And
like
the VIP is that's what.
VIP. Can you see there is a Chelsea FC logo?
Yeah.
So over there, can you see there is some black chairs over
Yeah.
it? So over there is actually our most expensive, like the box. Can you see the glass?
Yeah.
It's actually the box. So it costs like $1 million per year to have the box. So yeah.
That's the inside from the glass.
Of course, you can sit inside with the television,
Yeah.
and also you can come out to sit on the chairs and watch the game.
Oh yeah.
So the middle one with the Chelsea FC,
Yeah.
the one in the middle is actually our boss. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's good. And this is the home team, and that's the away team.
And now, can you see over here, like row 1
Yeah.
to row 5?
Yeah.
Those are the away team seats.
Ah,
So we
yeah.
mostly accommodate the home team, the away team fans over there, like
Yeah.
3,000 seats.
Yeah.
The others are all home team, like Chelsea fans. Here is always the Chelsea members fans, so they are always the loudest, the greatest fans over there. Yeah. Sandra will tell you over there. Yeah. Okay. She will tell you the whole story.
For the Chelsea, like for the 1 year when we become the member, how much we need to pay, like the past
I
member?
really don't know. Sorry. Yeah. But there are so many people asking me whether I have better way or more convenient way to get the ticket. I'm sorry, I don't have it. Even though we are working here, we don't have any discount. We don't have a better way. We recommend the people who join the member to queue up the line and take the ticket as the most convenient way we can suggest. Because it's too hard to get the ticket. So of course, we work here, we don't have any discount. It's nonsense that we get the ticket, but the members cannot. Of course, yeah, right. I know, over there. Can you see over there?
Yeah.
Many people.
Oh, okay.
So we'll go over there to a better view. I don't really think you're right.
We can go, sorry.
Much more bigger than this.
Oh, they put it on the TV. What they do, the TV observer team?
150 gram. Vi kan bruge her.
And this is also where the away fans sit. The away fans sit just beyond these barriers over here, all the way to the last seat of the stand. That is where the away fans sit for every Premier League game. Now, for bigger matches like the Champions League or any cup finals, the away fans will be given the entire stand. But usually they'd have about 3,000 seats for them. Now, the entire stadium is just over 40,000 seats. So I believe 40,011 seats. So it's a pretty small stadium compared to one of our London rivals who have 65,000 seats. But I believe they are planning to expand hopefully soon in the future because they have bought the house just beyond the stand over here. So they could be expanding out that way. We're not exactly sure of the details yet, but we will see in the future. Now back to the East Stand where we spent most of the time on our tour today. It was opened in 1974 on the stand in the stadium, and it's also where the TV commentators sit. The commentators sit all the way at the top of the stand. You see some seats all the way at the very top. That is where the TV commentators sit. Next to it is the Matthew Harding stand or the North stand. It's also where the most passionate, loudest Chelsea fans sit because they have these railings over here. This keeps everyone safe so that they can stand up during the game whenever they're cheering. However, you can see next to it, the East Stand, it does not have these things over here, these railings. So all of the people who are sitting here, they must be sitting down during the entire game. They cannot stand up, otherwise they will be risking their own safety. The Manchester stand is also home to the TV studio. So if you're ever watching a game on any sports channels and you see people talking about the game in the background of the stadium behind them, they're in the TV studio between number 15 and 16. Please have two glass panels over there. That is where the TV studios are for Chelsea. Next to it, over on this side, we have the West Stand opened in 2001. It's the newest stand in the stadium compared to all the rest. And it's also where the VIP sit and the hospitality seats. That is where they all are. You can see that entire row. There's some glass behind the seats. That is where all the VIP sit. And it's also where the owner of Chelsea currently sits. Our owner, his name is Todd Bowley. He's American. Above the words Chelsea FC. He has his own box there, and all the other boxes next to him are pretty much owned by companies and sponsors of Chelsea, like Nike, Infinite Athlete, and other companies like that. They have their own box there that they use for meetings, to invite guests over to watch a game here at Stamford Bridge. So most of them are owned by companies because they cost a lot of money to have a box like that here at Stamford Bridge. Now back to this stand, just above us you can see a security box. That is where all the security are during the game. Of course this is where they need to be most only, but this stand is the only stand where away fans sit. And just below over here you can see some glass and some purple seats behind the glass. That is where the players' wives and girlfriends sit and their family. If any of the players score over on this side over here, behind me you can see a goal. They run over to that side, they can celebrate with their family behind the glass.
That family.
You see a lot of banners.
That's for the family seat.
Over